What's going on, everybody? Ron and Q back at it. Buckeye roast. You know what it is. Good morning. Who was in here first? T Spivey. With two chats. He made sure we saw him so he get the morning shout out. Good morning, my guy. What's up? What's up? Ron, how you doing?
Doing good. I was tired this morning. I'm not gonna cap like I am every morning, but I made that graphic for the show, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to do the show. I am ready to go. We got a double show day. We got the Buckeye Roast here right now. Me and Chris Drew will be on Bleacher Report tonight at 6 p.m. talking about why Ohio State will beat Penn State. So make sure that you tap in tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the Bleacher Report app. So we appreciate you guys tuning in this morning and hope you tune in again tonight.
Yeah, make sure you do that. I will be at work, but y'all can have the ability to tune in the Bleacher Report. What I would give.
You're gonna be on your lunch break watching, right?
No, not at 3:00. I won't. Be crunching numbers, as they say. But yeah, man, good show for y'all today. Make sure you like that video. The likes up. I mean, I think y'all are messing with this little. We were a little late, but we show up time, and it's looking good with the numbers. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. But yeah, got a good free show for y'all today. So we're gonna talk about Ryan Day. Obviously, has press conference, cover the offense mostly. That's really the big concern here. And then we got some bold predictions. But I do want to start with a question for everybody. Okay, so obviously you looked at the last 10 matchups with Penn State. We've won 9 of them. All except 2016, where that debacle happened in Happy Valley, Sad Valley it was that day. So I want to ask you, Ron, and this is for the chat also. What other game comes to mind that you thought we were absolutely dead in the water here and we're not going to win? Obviously, we had some close ones with C.J. Stroud last year, Dwayne Haskins a few years ago. Like, we've had some ones where it's like, uh-oh, this is not looking good. So which one stands out to you? And chat as well, let me know.
Dead in the water?
Yeah.
I guess when Purdue with Dwayne started getting out of hand? No.
Penn State game.
No.
Penn State.
Oh, Penn State game.
Yeah, Penn State.
We only lost once in the last decade. I can't even think of one as fun. When you said dead in the water, I thought you were talking about any Ohio State victory or any Ohio State loss, and then I'm sitting here thinking, maybe Purdue, but then I passed the worst one, bro. I seen Devontae Smith score 1 touchdown, and I knew that he was over. I was like, after Trey Sermon got hurt, and then Devontae Smith scored. I was like, oh, we're cooked. I can't remember the last time that I thought we were cooked against Penn State. Do you have one?
So there's 2 actually, and I'll give you one. Most definitely, and this is not the one for me, but I'll give you the JT Barrett game. Of course, you had to feel like we were dead in the water. That one absolutely was like, yo, I don't know what's going on here. And then JT pulls out a miracle somehow out of the water. I think Menace has talked about that game like 6 or 7 times of like, yo, I don't know what happened, but it just started going well in the 4th. The one for me definitely has to be the Dwayne Haskins game at Penn State. That one, I think Penn State went up 26-14 with about 8 minutes left. And we just hadn't really got shit going. And I'm over there. And of course, this is how it works when you're a big time college football fan. You always have those friends who do not really watch college football at all, but they know your team. So when your team is in trouble, like everybody is on your head. And I was at one of our fraternity houses. Everybody was on my head talking about Penn State and Trace McSorley and all kind of nonsense right before Ben Victor makes that catch and absolutely just changes history. The ones out where you're like, I remember when he made the catch, I was like, who is that? Like, I was like, where did that come? I was like, that Ben Victor? Like, where did that come from? And absolutely a crazy catch. and the touchdown run after just changed the game. So that's definitely the one for me where I was like, there's no way we're coming back to win this. And then, Ben Victor steps in and says, hold my beer. So those are the ones that come off the top of my head. I was like, we definitely had some ones that I felt like we were dead in the water.
Yeah, man. Shout out all the Miami haters that try to say Ben Victor came up from South Florida and do anything, man. Ben Victor, Buckeye legend, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, Penn State legend.
Man.
Yeah, Ben Victor would definitely pull some stuff out here. Like, where is this consistently? But yeah, man. Obviously, Mike came on the Fans Edge last night. So if you did miss that, make sure you tune in.
They were also on Mark Rogers' Voice of College Football last night at 4:30. So if you haven't checked that out, you can check it out on the Voice of College Football main channel or the Ohio State Voice of College Football channel.
Okay, I'll check that out too. I missed that, so I'll check them out over there. They probably went with some crazy takes, so of course had to do that. But yeah, man. So yeah, video sub. What we chasing now? 10K, 15K?
Yeah, that's the next number that I'm announcing. We are at around 5,100. When we get to 10K, that'll be the next celebration.
But yeah, let's jump into it. Oh yeah, Jay also says 2014 Penn State was pretty intense. I agree with you there. Okay, so Ryan Day talked yesterday. Obviously, he talked about Penn State, and the first thing he says, and Ron, I'm just going to throw these notes out to you in general reaction. You've mentioned this one a lot. He said very important thing because they were talking about Kyle's fumble with the strip sack. They said you got to protect the ball. You cannot turn the ball over. How important is it to you, Ron, that we do not lose this turnover battle and do not have more than, I guess, one max turnover in this game?
It's more important than ever because most people think that, oh, yeah, that's just such a lazy take. Everyone says you got to protect the ball. Well, obviously. But it's especially important against Penn State because if you look at their statistics of their offense, they do not have a lot of big plays. They have the lowest yards per play, like for the amount that they score. I mean, I think they against against Iowa, they had like 4.5 yards per completion and 4 touchdowns. Like they had barely any yards, but somehow managed to put up 31 points against Iowa. This team thrives off of field position and turnovers because their offense has to go up and down the entire field at small chunks at a time. So I feel like making them go the full length of the field, time in and time out, is crucial for the Buckeyes to be able to get a win this week. And they need to be able to win the field position battle. And that starts with protecting the ball. And if they are going to not score on a drive, they need to punt and flip the fields. They're not going to be able to keep giving Penn State short fields and allow them to get rolling quickly. So I think it's absolutely imperative that Cal McCord does not turn the ball over this week. And that goes for everybody. No fumbles from the wide receivers or backs, anybody. It's not just on Kyle. It needs to be flawless execution as far as protecting the ball on Saturday.
Yeah. Tyler agrees with you. He said, obviously, protect the ball, cannot afford turnovers. Things like that is going to be very important. And Ryan Day also touched on Kyle in his offense. He says he wants to up the responsibility every week and just add a little more to this offense. Still waiting for this offense to break out. And obviously, this is a big time game where we have to put up some points, and I don't know how much we're going to put up. So I would say, Ron, how comfortable are you with the Buckeyes being able to put up enough points to create some space in this game and just rely on the defense?
I think it all depends on how fast this offense starts. I think if they get off to a slow start, it's going to be a slugfest, and it's going to look like Notre Dame, Ohio State all over again. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game under the 20s if neither team is able to score a touchdown or two in the first quarter. I think that is going to dictate the final score of this game, how fast either offense gets going. And I think the whole style of the game, if both offenses start slow, I think it's going to be ugly, slow, hard-fought game like Notre Dame. I feel like if one of these teams gets rolling, it could get real uncomfortable for either fan base fast.
Yeah. No, I'm with you right there. JJ has a question for you, Ron. He said, do you think Penn State might be a paper tiger based on their competition? They struggle with Notre Dame. Do you think they're a little bit overinflated?
I think he meant struggled with Northwestern.
I mean, yeah.
Public
school education.
And here's the thing. I I told Chris yesterday, I said, I'm starting to get uncomfortable about this game because I'm getting so comfortable about this game. The more and more I watch Penn State, I start to buy into that narrative. They really haven't played anyone. Even when they did play teams, they didn't look spectacular. Like you go back and you look at the stats from Iowa, you go back and you watch the Northwestern game. See, you got me doing it now. I just don't see something that is crazy explosive that worries me. And we've talked about this all year on this program that the biggest fear for our defense is big play explosion, not missing tackles, running backs just running free and busting 60-yard runs. And we've been tackling well this year. We've seen our corners get involved tackling. What the fuck are you laughing at?
Buck's question. I'm not asking that.
But yeah, I just don't see it. Overall, I just feel like the Buckeyes are going to be too much on defense, and I think that Kyle McCord is severely underrated. I feel like people have convinced themselves because he's not CJ Stroud, and this isn't Buckeye fans, this is people from the outside watching in. They think, oh, they don't have a quarterback that's ready to go top 10 in the NFL draft right now like we've been used to seeing for the past 5 years. He must be awful. And that's not the case at all. While Kyle may not be CJ, he may not be the number 2 pick in the draft right now. He is a beyond capable quarterback, and he's shown flashes that he can make elite throws and have a comeback drive. We have yet to see Drew Aller respond from an interception. We've yet to see him play from behind. This is going to be his toughest road environment that he's seen as a starter. I just think there's a lot of things playing against Notre Dame right now. I mean, every time you talk to a Penn State fan, they want to tell you about their defensive line, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to win them the game, but it was enough to win the Buckeyes the game last year, so who knows?
You two interceptions for your defensive end and a touchdown. I mean, that's almost
3 interceptions by your defensive ends, because don't forget that he swatted down a pass into Zach Harrison's arms.
Yeah, you get 3 picks from your DNs, so it's getting a little scary. He talked about Randy talked about Drew Aller, and he said he's done a good job. He's got poise. He's strong. He leads the team. What kind of game do you expect from Drew Aller in this one? Obviously, we know the hype. We know he's from Ohio. We know we wanted him. We know he's got a big arm, and it has to be an upgrade from what Penn State has had at quarterback recently. What kind of game do you expect from Drew Aller? You talked about it a little earlier, but expand on that.
I think this is going to be the toughest test of his career. We've seen him dink and dunk the majority of the year, and I feel like he's going to be challenged to push the ball downfield. And I mean, this could either turn into a legacy game or a nightmare. And I don't know which way to lean. We talked all season that we believe in Drew Aller, kid from Ohio. We thought he was a highly rated recruit. Ohio State probably should have offered, and we saw how that ended up playing out. But I honestly, I don't know. Like, I think he's capable of having a monster game, but he's also capable of turning the ball over. I believe in our defense. I don't think he's going to be able to get off. So I'm going to go with, I think he has a pedestrian type of game, maybe 1 touchdown for 190 yards, something like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think he has a lukewarm game. Obviously, I think Drew Aller's guy we wanted when Quinn Ewers was out the door, and then we're rolling to the 22 class. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna get like a big time throw in there somewhere, like a whoa, like okay, this kid has something. But for the most part, I feel like it's gonna be just an average game. This defense is ready to go. I mean, hopefully, we don't know about Denzel Burke being back yet, but I have full confidence in the secondary to limit the big plays, and I think we roll. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna be a major concern.
Before we dive into these interviews, I got a couple questions I want to ask you real quick.
We're halfway in the interviews.
Huh?
Yes, we're halfway in the interview.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Before we go any further, I first want to get this on the screen. So go ahead and put the timestamp down. I'm gonna write this down so I can clip this up. Our guy Buckeye Punk, 27 for 32, 400 yards and 9 TDs. So I'm going to make sure I come back and clip this after the game to see if Punk was right. I just wanted to make sure I got that on the screen. But I have a couple questions for you and the chat. I want you guys to let me know in the chat what you guys think. Better quarterback, Drew Aller or Sam Hartman?
go Sam Hartman right now.
You go Sam Hartman. Let us know in the chat what you guys think. And another one, better team, Notre Dame or Penn State?
Man, I feel like, and this is not even just Notre Dame, Penn. I feel like Notre Dame, Penn State, Ohio State all might have just had training camp together because they all have the same. They're all the same team. It almost feels like, you talk about really good secondaries, solid defenses, and quarterbacks that aren't really producing at a high clip right now. I would tend to say Penn State over Notre Dame just by a hair. I think Penn State has a little. They obviously have a better backfield. I think they have a little bit better weapons on the outside. They just haven't produced at a high clip yet. So I would say Penn State, but it does feel like those three teams are like oddly similar. Like it could go either way.
You're building a super team. You get one quarterback and one defense from Penn State, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. Who you taking?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, I got to be a homer and roll the Ohio State defense. They've been impressive as to now. I mean, it's hard to leave Chop Robinson over there, just like, dang, can I get that guy? But I'm gonna roll with the Ohio State defense right now. Quarterback, that's a good question. I would probably roll with Sam Hartman right now, just by edge. If I put Sam Hartman with the Ohio State receiving core, I feel like he would do some numbers right now. I mean, he's going to be consistent. He's not going to miss a Mecca streaking by himself. That's where I would go.
Chris went off the board with this one.
Brown. Give me Devin Brown. He wasn't a choice.
I'm going with Kyle McCord, man. Fuck the bullshit. The Buckeyes are about to come out here and win, man. I've been trying to be humble, and I know, like, I see people in there like, oh, I can't wait to watch the show after you guys lose on Saturday. Well, if we so happen to lose and you are so eager to hear us talk, we'll be live on Bleacher Report for an instant reaction. Everybody's like, oh, you guys are going to be hiding. No, we got obligations. We got obligations. We'll be on Bleacher Report on Saturday, Monday, Thursday. We'll be on this YouTube Sunday, Monday through Friday, Saturday. Like, where are we hiding from? Like, if we're not in your space, letting you scream in our face, that doesn't mean we're hiding. That means you need to find a different platform to see where we're at. We will be everywhere. Mike and Cam will be on Mark Rogers TV for the Voice of College Football Ohio State channel doing an instant reaction. Q will be over there too. We are going to be everywhere. So for all the people that say we're going to be hiding, there's the schedule for you, because you're going to be able to find us anywhere a Saturday within 5 minutes of the game. If you want to see us, our faces will be on camera talking about the game.
Yeah, I do have a business trip, so I do have an excuse to hide.
This man Q is going to the furthest point west in the country to hide if we lose.
As north and west as it gets. No servers up there. Oh man, yeah. Most definitely, I don't think we lose this game in the meantime. But yeah, like I said, if it happens, we have to stand in the pain. It is what it is.
We got a prediction here from a Michigan fan. Wolverine in Ohio. Oh, this must be Punk's burner. Suck eyes 15-point L. So we get that on the screen to make sure we can clip that up too. So continue to talk crazy so we can put this ammo on the screen and put you guys in a funny video on Saturday.
Oh man. Well, JJ has another one for you. He says, well, Ohio State red zone struggles show up in this game. It's a good question with the defense we're playing. What do you think, Ron?
I'm sorry, man. Punk's ruining the show.
I'm just ignoring him and just reading over him.
Oh, he called this man McCoochie. That's crazy.
But yeah, back to JJ's question. Do you think the struggles in the red zone continue against this vaunted Penn State defense?
No, I feel like with the amount of work that they've done in the red zone over the past 2 weeks and the different looks that they've been able to present, I feel like having Devin on the field last week, I think that opens up things for Kyle this week, just because I feel like they have so much to prepare for what the Buckeyes are able to do in the red zone. And I don't think they're afraid to like come out there and like put Kyle out there like he's a statue, because that's what everybody wants to believe, because Devin is the better runner, but they assume that Kyle like has cement feet. We saw him in the red zone one time this year and it didn't look great, but I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to run Kyle again this year or this week in the red zone. Would you be
I
surprised
mean,
by that?
no, Kyle would be fine as long as he doesn't run into the back of his blocker, right into the tackle. I think it'd be, like that was just like the worst. The only bad option you had, and you took it. So I don't think Kyle's incapable, but I do think this Devin Brown and Ryan Day actually. Let me bring it up. Ryan Day said he liked the Devin Brown package. He wants to continue to build on it. That wasn't his press conference. So I don't think this Devin Brown package is going anywhere. He also alluded to that Devin can also throw. So he's not just coming in to be a running quarterback. They do have options to throw out of that package. So I personally don't think this package is going anywhere. Are we going to see it every time we get into the red zone? I would hope not. They have to trust Kyle to be able to score in the red zone for him to be QB1. But I don't think this. I think when it comes time, they will put Devin Brown in there, and we will see a little bit of a change up, which just adds another dimension to this team.
Do you think when we get into red zone, they'll remember like where their bread is buttered and throw to their best receiver, Cade Stover?
Yeah, I mean, Cade is always open. So if he's double coverage and you double covered, you got Marv 1-on-1 at the X, go to Cade. He's all look. What did Jay Book say? He said he's bought a new house off of betting Cade Stover props the last like 4 or 5 weeks. So it's guaranteed that Cade Stover is going to be open and he's going to catch a touchdown in this game. I didn't put that up as a prop because it's over. It's over.
I think Chris, during our bold predictions on Bleacher Report last week, predicted 2 Cade Stover touchdowns and a Devin Brown rushing touchdown. So if you need your betting props, if you're short on rent, man, take your 401k out, call Chris, and see what player props you need for the Ohio State game this week.
Damn, that's actually crazy. Oh man. So I do want to ask, Ronnie touched on Penn State's defensive ends. He says they have 2 pros at defensive end. Were you looking at the matchup
between? They have 3.
Okay, 3. Well, yeah, I'll build Anyway, so what are you looking at with this matchup between their defensive ends and our tackles? Do you think
I think our tackles are going to be absolute food, and we need to get the ball out quickly. Our running backs need to be elite in the pass protection game, and Kyle is going to need to learn how to step up in the pocket and get rid of the ball, bro. Kyle can create outside the pocket a little bit, but like, there's something to look for, man. When he starts running goofy, that's when shit gets weird. Like, if he's running normal, that's fine. But he has this little, like, fucking high knee type run he starts doing when he gets nervous back there. And then it's like, oh, fuck. I can tell he wants to do something stupid right now. So, like, when you start seeing that goofy, like, high knee scramble, bro needs to just throw it out of the pocket. And, throw it out of bounds or something and just get out of the pocket and get the ball away. I don't want to see Kyle try to get too creative on the run today or on Saturday. I want him to get the ball away if the pocket gets crazy because, like you said, Ryan Day emphasized to him how important it is to protect the ball, and we cannot take those strip sacks where he just holds the ball too long and like someone grabs him before he's able to get 2 hands on the ball. If you're going to get sacked, get 2 hands on the ball, and if you're going to try to avoid a sack, throw the ball away. I don't want to see you throwing back across your body like we saw that disgusting interception against Indiana. I don't want to see anything that looks like that on Saturday. Throw the ball away, live to fight another day, and please do not try to hero ball us out of this game.
Nah, I'm with you there. GOJ says their defensive ends are benefit from their system. They just So you heard it here first. Not Jack Sawyer. Good Lord. I feel like Jack Sawyer on this. The tackles give up no sacks on Saturday. They just roll, pancake them.
You said no sacks on Saturday. I knew we were doing bold predictions. I didn't know we were doing high predictions.
That's the shit Jay says. So they blanket them. They won't even be in the game. That's what I love to hear. I'm rolling with it. And do want to ask also, Ryan Day says, and this is something I really want to ask you. Ryan Day says each game is a bit of a test, right? He says we prepare, we get better from last week, and then we really see where they're at. Obviously, this is another top 10 matchup. First one's Notre Dame, a bigger game. It's at the Horseshoe. If the Buckeyes come in and they roll in this game, how confident will you be in them going forward?
Nigga, I'm gonna be lying. This, bro, if we come out here and blur Penn State, I'm gonna be like, call 2019 LSU and tell them to line it the fuck up. Like, for 10-point favorite, I bet. Like, don't let the Buckeyes come out here and look good, because I promise you there will not be as many Penn State and Michigan fans watching this show for the next month with the amount that we're gonna be fucking lying over here. So if the Buckeyes come out here and blur the Nittany Lions and have them looking like the Cowardly Lions, man, it's going to fucking be obnoxious. I promise you. Like, even like when me and Chris got on Bleacher Report after the Notre Dame game, like, we're screaming, we're celebrating, because like we're in the studio watching the end of the game and the Buckeyes win, and we're screaming, yelling, celebrating, and then we're both sitting down in front of the camera like, deep breath. We can't cuss on Bleacher Report. We can't go crazy. We got to bring the excitement down a tiny notch before we get canceled. Man, if we go out there and blur Penn State, man, it is going to get so disrespectful in front of every microphone. I promise you.
I feel you. We come out here like this team really, to me, they got a little something to prove. If they come out here and they put together a game against Penn State where it's never in doubt, and it doesn't even really seem close. Yeah, I'm gonna be up here lying. I'm gonna be like, okay, they want me back now. Like, where that natty at? Bring back Georgia. Let's go.
Where your mom at?
Yeah, bro. So hopefully we do that. But I thought that was a note from Dad. And my last note from Ryan Day here is we've all talked about this. It's been talked about on the timeline. We talked about it in the group chats. Starting to see more fire, it seems like, from Ryan Day. I mean, I was in the Purdue game. He was cussing people out. You know, he had some words for Josh Simmons. Put him back to Jimmy Simmons that day. So we want to say Ryan Day said this team likes to be coached hard, and he has a feel the pulse of the team, and he's coaching them in the way he feels like he's going to get the best out of them, and that may be him being a little more fiery this season. What do you think about those notes? You think about where this is the Ryan Day that we should be getting all the time, or you think about it's just more adapted to this team? This is what the team needs.
I love it. I love every bit of it. Like, I tweeted out during the game last week that I'm fired up seeing Ryan Day scream on the sidelines. We talked about it all last year. Fourth quarter of the Michigan game, there's a guy with his helmet off standing on the bench screaming at everybody, and everyone's just like rallying around this man like they're about to go to war. And like the Buckeyes are just like ho-hum on the sidelines, heads hanging, looking sad, feeling sorry for themselves. And I'm like, I need someone on that sidelines fucking screaming with some fire in them to motivate these guys and show these guys that, like, yo, we have a leader that's about to take us into battle. And I feel like that's what Ryan Day looks like this year. He looks like a leader that's ready to lead this team and into a fight. Like, Ryan Day over the past few years has looked like he's ready to lead this team into like a long, successful career in life and like to be well-balanced men. And shout out to him. Right now, he looks like he's ready to lead these guys into fucking war. Like, the way that he's amped up and the energy that he's bringing, I feel like that's necessary. And maybe he felt like that type of motivational tactic wouldn't have worked with previous teams. But the fact that he has this level of energy, I think that's a huge boost for the Buckeyes. Because, I mean, we've talked on previous shows about vocal leaders. That we asked Anon about that when we interviewed him coming out of camp. And he said Julian Fleming was one of the most vocal people on the field. And I was like, that's cool. But like, we need someone really who is a huge leader on this team to be that level of vocal. And to see Ryan Day be that guy, a little bit of a surprise to me, but I love it.
Yeah, man. I think this is when we get Ryan Day at his best. You know, when he's cussing people out, he's been super aggressive. Like that's what we want. I mean, I don't care if it goes down in flames. That's what I want to see on the way down in flames. And I'm like, well, shit, we finally got a solid performance from this team, and they're playing up to their potential, which I feel like we haven't got a lot consistently over the Buckeyes in years. Every year it's like, all right, we're leaving a lot to be desired. No, go out there, talk shit, play it the high as you can, and you lose, it happens. But damn, that's what we want to see from our team, because it's felt like everybody's out here calling us soft, oh, this and that. I'm like, bro, this fucking Ohio State. Like, what are we doing? Let's go out here, smack them in the mouth, and keep it moving. Like, that's what we do every week for the most part. So, yeah, no, I love it for Ryan Day. Hopefully he keeps his energy like that, especially in the big games. You need this. Penn State at home. It's a good time to send a message, and this is a trajectory of the season right here. So hopefully we get that Ryan Day this game around. So
are you more nervous going into this game than you were at Notre Dame?
No, I've lost all respect for Notre Dame, especially due to Robbie. So like I go in there like, yo, if we don't beat them by like 50, I'm upset. So yeah, I mean Penn State, like I said, they are the team that year in, year out, when you look at the schedule, you're like, well, fuck, that's gonna be a fun one because it's always close. I'm not as nervous as I probably usually am. I feel pretty confident in this team. I feel like we're going to go ahead and get the job done. And I feel like we'll perform on Saturday. It may not be, a fucking highlight show, but I feel like we're definitely going to get it done. So my nerve level, probably like a 6 out of 10 of like, it might be close. You know what I'm saying?
How nervous were you at halftime last year when we were losing?
Against Notre Dame? Oh shit! I was like, yo, CJ. Like,
no, against Penn State, nigga. Who do we play on Saturday?
No, that's what I said.
You said against Notre Dame, bro. You want to play Notre Dame again this week?
Yeah, against Penn State. Yeah, my fault. I was still thinking Penn State. I was like, oh shit, CJ, like bail us the fuck out. like wake up this offense, bro. The offense last year was sleep halfway through. I didn't have crazy nerves as long as it wasn't the J.K. Johnson show of missing tackles in Tanner McAllister where dude goes for 60. I mean, I thought that was a little goofy. But I wasn't crazy nervous. I was like, we got Marv, we got CJ. We'll put some drives together. When it got to around to the fourth, I was like, this is a little more concerning. But at halftime, I was still pretty chill.
So people that know my Saturday routine, I have friends over. We order a bunch of food and watch the games, watch college football all day, and then I run the Ohio State halftime spaces. Last year, we had our biggest halftime space to date. It was our biggest space ever, other than the Troy Smith interview at that point. 200 plus people at halftime. We're losing 14-10. One of my best friends is a Penn State fan. He's sitting on my couch enjoying his lunch. I'm sitting there sick to my stomach. I couldn't even eat my food. I was so nervous. I was like new to this media shit. We didn't even have a Best Damn Media logo at that point. We were just Best Damn Spaces, just talking in spaces at halftime. And when we were losing at half of that game and there was 200 people waiting to just laugh in our face, I was like, man, this is rough. And I was like, it prepared me for Michigan when before I was even out of the bar, there was hundreds of people in the spaces waiting to yell in our faces after the Michigan game. And that went on for, 16 hours.
Yeah, well, I thought that only happened when games are filtered. I thought they had the only channel where a bunch of people show up when they lose just to laugh at them. I didn't know that happened to every fan base around the country.
Punk said I told my buddy to make like a ball and bounce. It was awkward after the game when we won because I was like, I want to celebrate. We're here in my house. I want to go crazy, but like I feel bad, and if he would have won and started going crazy in my house, I'd have been sick. So I was like, I'm trying to be respectful, bro. Like you can hang around and kick it after the game. But, like, I'm not trying to stomp all over your fucking feelings right now because I know if I was in the same position as you and I just watched C.J. Stroud throw 3 interceptions and fumble, I'd have been sick.
Yeah, bro. It was a credit to defensive ends of all things. That's how he lost. 3 picks. Yeah, man. So that's all I got for Ryan Day's interview. We do have some bold predictions, but like Punk said, hey, make sure you like that video. We got 50 people in here, so y'all obviously enjoying the content. You sticking around. Just make sure you hit that like button. We greatly appreciate that, and do not forget, Ron and Chris.
Do not forget, you got breakfast on your mind.
Do not forget, Chris and Ron on Bleacher Report today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Arizona time. So make sure you jump in there. Hit that fire button, like those videos. Big shout out to Bleacher Report for keeping us around. And obviously they'll be back there Saturday post game. So
and if you see anyone say that me and Chris suck at what we do, argue with them.
Oh yeah. Help in the comments, man.
Help us out in the comments.
Just go there. I cannot talk shit in there because I have a thing now, so they never know what I say, so I can't go crazy. But y'all are free to do whatever it is you want to do. So go for that. So we got some bold predictions. We got 3 each. So Ron, I will let you go first since you wrote over my notes to put yours in there first. So you do your first one. I'll do my first one. We'll go from there.
Yeah, quick look behind the curtain. I made the I made the graphic bold predictions this morning before I talked to Q, who wrote the show today about press conferences. So we sit down to do the show this morning. He's like, cool, I got the show written. We're talking about the press conference. I'm like, cool, I got the graphic. I wrote bold predictions on the cover. So open up that outline. We're doing bold predictions at the end.
Right
so
we are here. Show. You got 5
we are here with our bold predictions. I will go with my first one. We've talked all year about 17 being the magic number for our defense and not letting a team score more than 17 points. I predicted Maryland would score 24. They did not. I am going to boost my prediction as far as score or points that our defense gives up to 19. I have Ohio State, or I have Penn State under 19.5 points. So I'm going to go with the Buckeyes hold Penn State under 20 as my first bold prediction.
Okay, I see you there. Yeah, and throw your bold predictions in the chat. I'll run through them right after we run through ours. Okay, I see you there. I like that. Okay, so I miswrote this on the notes, but I think I'm going Penn State over 1.5 turnovers. I think they'll have 2+ turnovers in this game. I feel like defense is going to create them. Maybe a special teams, Parker Fleming will show up and create one. But I feel like we're going to get 2 in this game. I feel like we'll get 2.
Did you know Penn State fumbled twice last year and we didn't recover either one? We had 2 fumbles that we didn't recover. Like, they came out, it was either, I think it was half. They came out and fumbled the kickoff and, we didn't jump on it. And I'm like, there's so many times that, if the ball bounces a different way, that could have got even uglier. But
yeah, JT created one. I remember that.
Yeah. That game was crazy. I rewatched it yesterday, and I was like, man, it was a wild game. But for my next bold prediction, you talked about, I saw someone say in the chat that Kyle throws an interception. I have a bold prediction that Drew Aller will throw his first interception of the season. He has 12 touchdowns on 0 interceptions. I feel like this will be the first defense that is able to pick off Drew Aller.
Okay, I can see that. That'll definitely help my +1 turnover prediction there. So I roll with that. I'm usually pretty right on these. So here we go. My second one, Ohio State under 30.5 points. I do not think we put up a crazy amount of points in this game. I think we're going to be high 20s probably, but I think it's still enough to get the dub.
You think that's bold?
Yeah, I think that's bold. We have to score.
Chat, let us know. Is Ohio State under 30 points against the second best defense that they played this year, or best defense?
Well, we might lose.
Bold prediction.
I said under 30, and we win.
I said Penn State it's under 19 or under 20, and this nigga Q comes in here like Ohio State under 45.
Okay. All right, fuck y'all. Ohio State under 7, and we still win.
Wait, Ohio State under 7, and we get the win.
We win 6-3. The hell with all y'all.
God if we win 6-3,
I'm not gonna. Ron gives me 5 minutes to write a show. So you know what? You want somebody to blame for these bold predictions? Ron had an hour to think about his.
No, I spent the morning editing on my throne.
Yeah, okay.
Oh man, my last bold prediction. I don't know if Q has any more bold predictions. It seems like he only brought one with the way he presented that second one. I'm sure the next one's going to be 25 rushing yards for the Buckeyes.
Plus
going out on a limb there.
25 plus.
I have the Buckeyes. I have Kyle McCord throwing for 3 touchdowns. I give this bold prediction every week. I don't know if it's a bold prediction or if it's a prayer.
It's a prayer.
I'm going to keep it rolling. I got Kyle McCord at 3 touchdowns on Saturday.
Okay. All right. That seems like a little bit of a prayer. I'll let you know. That's bold. That's definitely bold.
Hey, Punk, you make another field goal joke, you're going to have to go sit in timeout, okay?
You and Terry. There you go. Get his jokes off. funny. We got a comedian over here.
Q out here, bold prediction, Ohio State under 49.5.
Oh, man. Okay, so my third bold prediction. Cardell Tate with a touchdown. That was my third bold prediction. Cardell Tate obviously balled out in the Purdue game. I thought he looked really good. Emeka is still questionable. I think we might get the freshman showing finally. We've had flashes of them. They've shown up, but in the first big-time game, I feel like Cardell Tate is going to give us something. I feel like we'll get a touchdown from him. What do you think?
I think that's a great prediction. I think one of the freshmen get on the board here. I think they're going to find a way to get Carnell and BI more involved this week after having a game week and a whole nother week of prep to prepare them if Emeka is indeed out. So I definitely think that's a great prediction.
All right, there we go. All right, let's roll through. Let's see what y'all got over here, Rocky.
Oh, damn. They said that's not bold either. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not bold. What do y'all want? JT, two receiving TDs, a kickoff return, a punt return. You got to top himself from last year and 4 interceptions. There you go.
So we got a couple bold predictions in the chat. So let's go through these real quick.
Yeah, let's see y'all.
Our guy JJ, bold prediction: McCord throws an interception in the game.
Not bold.
Terry, my bold prediction is Cody Simon has an impact play: sack, tackle for loss, forced fumble, or interception, or all 4. Which one?
Bold. I expect Cody Simon to get caught over and a dude run for 60, but there we go. That is bold.
JJ again, both McCord and Aller throw an interception because I think they said McCord throws an interception wasn't bold enough.
No, I like that one. I think that's probably true.
Our guy Steve, JT repeats last year's performance.
Yeah,
I love that. I
hope
hope so.
JT would be like shit.
Buckeye Punk here. Henderson with a reception touchdown feels good to me. I would love to see that as well. And then last one, JJ has all the bold predictions. Tyleik Williams has a forced fumble and 2 sacks. He went crazy against Penn State he was getting involved against Penn State last year. We seen him going crazy last week. I mean, was that you that talked about when we earlier in the season when we did draft eligible players that could be going next year, and you said Tyleik first rounder?
Yeah, that was me. Who you think that was? I told y'all, man. Y'all be listening to Ron. Ron was like, Tyleik, he's never performed. I'm like, bro, every time Tyleik has gotten on the field, he's like,
so you standing on that, and you're not wavering. You're still standing on a 908 on 10/19/2023. Tyleik Williams, first round draft pick this year.
Tyleik Williams is a first round talent. He's been absolutely
no.
Yeah, bro.
Is he a draft pick though?
Look, Tyler's gonna go.
DeJuan Jones was a first round talent.
He's gonna run a 4.7. He's gonna bench 450. He's gonna what was it 225 like 40 times. And be like, this dude's an absolute monster. And then cut on the tape. You're gonna see him wreaking havoc. And then you look at where he's from, Manassas, Virginia.
Oh my God!
It's my hometown. What are we talking about?
Terrapin Q.
So no, Tyleik will be a first rounder. You're right. He went crazy in the Penn State game. People forget Tyleik had JT had a monster game, but Tyleik had a monster game last year. And then Larry Johnson was like, enough of that, bitch, buddy. Trying to win here. So yeah, no, Tyleik will have a monster game. I'm all with the Tyleik hype. That's not a bold prediction. That's what's gonna happen.
Absolutely. I appreciate you doing the show this morning. Both of us waking up today was a bit of a struggle.
It's going to be a good day, man. Got to feel good for the last day in the office and in haunted house tonight. So I'm good to go.
Yeah, it's definitely spooky season. It feels like the last day before Halloween in school. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we got a party at the end of the day. Like I take this quiz at 9:30, and then it's party time the rest of the day. I go get my costume out of my locker, and it's about to be up the rest of the day.
That's exactly how the corporate world works. Like, you think not that, but it's like, if I get through this meeting at 12, that's
cool.
it. Like, I'm talking to walk around the office the rest of the day.
Absolutely. So I hope everybody enjoys their day. We will be back tomorrow. We are still undecided on what our content schedule is going to be for the next 2 days. We are going to be on Bleacher Report tonight at 6. We may have a replay of it here tomorrow. We may be live. I can tell you right now, the college football pregame show on Saturday is about to be a movie. It is going to be pure recklessness. Me and Chris Drew are going to be going wild on there. We're going to be getting guests. Maybe we take calls. I don't know. It's going to get crazy. So make sure that you tap in. You're subscribed to the channel because we will be live at 10 a.m. to 11:30. The best damn college football pregame show here on Best Damn Media. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Q, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. Well, you know I'm always here. Buckeye Roast might be 8 a.m., might be 8:20. Sometime around that we'll be back, and we'll see tomorrow. It depends on how tonight goes. I'm feeling good after tonight. We might be back tomorrow with another show. Live for you. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, man. City Boy Quentin on Twitter. Not hard to find. Find the Johnson to Instagram, TikTok, everywhere else. And then if you like movies, man, Minor League Films, I probably got a review coming up for you tomorrow on that one. So go to that. But yeah, if you like movies, check me out. If not, you know where to find me. I'll be here. Ron.
Yeah, make sure you tap into Minor League Films. Q's reviewing Ice Age 2 tomorrow. So make sure you tap in for that. No, but if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at 2Ts. It's 2_TEES. It's the same thing on Twitch. And it is 2Shiesty on TikTok. You can find me tonight at 6 p.m. with our guy Chris Drew in the Bleacher Report app. Make sure you download that and find us in the Ohio State team stream. We're going to be talking about why Ohio State will beat Penn State on Saturday. So make sure you tune into that. If you missed it last night, tap in with the Fans Edge. Mike and Cam killed it last night. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. We're still trying to figure out a workaround for Dog's Film Room. There's some hating ass bitch out there that is reporting our videos for copyright that don't even own the copyright. So that's been fucking fun to deal with. So we're trying to find a workaround for that. But Dog's Film Room will be back here soon. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, the college football pregame show on Saturday. And of course, the flagship Buckeye BS on Sunday. And just know, if you need an instant reaction, if you think the Buckeyes are hiding, we will be everywhere. Mark Rogers TV, Bleacher Report, Buckeye BS next morning. So if you hear people saying Buckeye fans are hiding, you know where to find us. We appreciate you tuning in for the Buckeye Roast, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks and OH.
Ayo.